workout today because I got stuck at work pretty late, and it's 6:41, and I don't want to take pre-workout because it might fuck with my sleep. I don't like people fucking with my sleep. Today I want to talk about motivation and maybe a couple tips that you can take into account for motivation. For reference, I would say I'm a pretty motivated person. I am very motivated to keep my diet strict. I'm very motivated to go to the gym. But along with that, I can also do my classes at college and keep my motivation going for that. And then my motivation for work while I'm at college or while I'm not at college, working these long weeks, even though I am in classes. It's a hard thing to do, I'd say. Motivation it's tough, and there's some tricks around it, I'd say. The first thing I want to talk about is not all outing your first time trying something. Don't jump into something expecting it to be at the end result of it so fast, or don't put yourself under such strenuous constraints that you just fall out of it. Like the gym, for example. If you go to the gym and this is the first time you're there, and you say, I'm going to stick to this 7-day program with no rest days for the next year, like the gym resolutioners kind of thing, you're going to get burnt out so fast because it's something new and maybe you aren't attuned to it yet. And you're just going to fall out of habit with that. Or very extreme diets, like keto, completely cutting out carbs or something. You're not building to that level. You're trying to go straight there to get the fastest end result as possible, which I'd say is not the best option for most things. I'd say to keep the motivation going, you have to start at one step and take baby steps along with it. Like whenever you decide to track your macros, for example, you're tracking your calories. Don't change so much about your diet that you just hate it, because you're going to grow hatred towards it. I bet if I started, whenever I started, I just switched completely to the diet that I'm on now, or the food that I'm eating now, I would not stick to it. I probably wouldn't be here right now with the gym or anything. I'd fall out of it very quickly, because building that habit is very hard, which motivation is what it takes to get started. And then after starting, if you build a habit of it, that's what you're actually looking for. The motivation to start is always there. You're always going to be able to just do a day of it, because that's not hard. But actually sticking to it for a very long time it's hard. It's fucking hard. Another thing that I want to bring up whenever it comes to motivation is not doing it for anyone else. Do it for yourself. And if you are trying to do something for the sake that maybe other people will appreciate it, or you'll be noticed by other people, that's not going to stick for you. You're not going to be able to do it unless you truly think that it'll benefit yourself and you want to do it. And this doesn't have to be pertaining to the gym specifically. This can be about an art project or something. If you're making art for other people to see it, you're not going to want to actually try on it or make all the tiny details. And instead of idealizing the end result, fall in love with the process of doing it. The gym, for example. Fall in love with getting 8 hours of sleep. Fall in love with eating healthy. Fall in love with going to the gym and lifting, rather than falling in love with the idea of you losing 60 pounds. Because if you like the process of doing it, you're going to go above your own expectations. And I truly believe that. I really do think that you can do amazing things that you don't think you could if you just like the process of doing it, rather than putting the end goal at such a high level of desire in your mind. It's cool. I like having a six-pack. And I know that whenever I was this fucking 7th, 8th grader stuck inside, I'd look up those abs in a week videos. And that's not me actually caring about doing them. It's begrudgingly doing something to try and get an end result. And I can say for sure that I appreciate myself now more than I would have if I just got what I wanted and got out. You know, I cared about the process. And in doing that, other people have seen me fall in love with the process and have given it a try. I'd say at my very tiny high school, I got 10 plus people to sign up at my gym just because they saw how much I liked it. Not a lot of people stuck with it, obviously, and I didn't expect them to. But it's contagious whenever you are so desperately in love with something, or it's something that drives people. Some of the best conversations that I like having is whenever whenever somebody is so completely obsessed with the idea of something, or completely obsessed with doing something. Like, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. It could be like a video game that they're trying to be a competitive performer in because they're so desperately obsessed with it. People don't obsess anymore, and that's a generalization that I think I can hold to. Because whenever I ask somebody, what are you working towards? It's just like a degree. Okay, you're working towards a degree. Why? I don't know. What do you have in your life that you crave every day? And I don't understand it. I don't understand how some people don't have that. What are you living for? What are you clawing at? Like, it's like being on a wall, and the only way to stay alive is to scratch at it and hold on with barely your nails, but if you fall, you die. And that's kind of how I feel. If I lost this, I feel like it would fall off that fucking wall. And that is what I love in people. I love whenever somebody has something like that they're so obsessed with, and obsessed with the idea that they want to do it every single day for the rest of their life. And I know that that's an intense emotion that some people just disregard or have never experienced, but it's something that I really think that people need to try and seek out. Seek out something that you fall in love with the process of, and you romanticize every day, and you want to share it with people, and it's the only thing you think about. It's just, I love that, and that's why my favorite movie is Whiplash, because that is the embodiment of that. The nitty gritty of it. You're completely obsessed with a goal and you love it. You love it so fucking much, but you can't live outside of it. And those are the most interesting people in my mind. The third thing I want to talk about, which kind of relates back to the first thing, is take tiny steps every day. Like, if you're to build a habit, it doesn't need to be just jumping to the end as soon as possible. You want to start doing cardio. 30 minutes on an incline every single day. Well, maybe if you aren't acclimated to that, don't start at 30 minutes. Start at 5, and then do 10 at some point whenever 5 becomes easy. And then do 15 whenever 10's easy. And acclimate yourself to it. Because if you just jump to 30, you're going to fucking hate it. You're going to hate every fucking second of it. And you're going to despise it. You're going to hate doing it. And you're not gonna want to do it ever again. And then you probably won't, because it's kind of hard to make yourself do something like that. That's how I stay motivated to do things, is building up habits every day. Starting something new, and then whenever that becomes super easy, start something else new, and then whenever that becomes easy, start something else new, and just keep going and try and build yourself as a person. Become more human. Become more human. And with that, I'm done with the motivation talk, which is boring. I think I should make a video on obsession, because holy fuck, I could talk about that for so long. But again, if you made it to this point of the video, or you see my yesterday's video, I'm looking for questions. So DM me on Instagram, BradenG79, or my lifting Instagram is the same as my YouTube channel's name. Just DM me questions, and I'd love to break it down and try and answer at least someone's questions. I think that would be fun, but I just haven't had any yet. So, which is fine. I still have things to talk about, but I'd love to hear from someone, you know. But I'm almost at the gym, and I have chest and shoulders today. So I will see you on the bench press.